Hey, what's up guys? BJ Dill back with a new weekly art challenge review video. This past week's word was robot, so let's see what you guys sent in this week. Alright guys, so let's go ahead and jump into today's video. Like I said, last week's word was robot. You guys came up with some fantastic designs over in the Keep Creating group. I picked 5 out to show you today, so let's go ahead and take a look at what 5 we're looking at today. So the first one is by Tara, and I love this so much. It's super cute. This is a good example of how you can take 2 different genres, 2 different niches, and combine them together into something that really works. So she went with the robot unicorn, and it's just a really strong design. I think it's very marketable. The first thing that stood out to me was down here. You've got the hooves down here, and it's got a kind of spindly, tapered look to them. I like it with the points here, and I think that is a really wise design choice. I think that looks really, really good. And then these little rivets going around. This just shows you like little things that you can do that really stand out. So these rivets, I mean, just basic dots around, but it gives a nice repeating pattern throughout the design, and it really draws your eye in. She even included those up here in the horn as well, and I think it looks really fantastic. I like the white of the body too. It plays well, and it's got a stark contrast to the pinks and the purples up here of the mane and tail. I think that works really well. Love the hearts in the eyes too. Like I said, you've got a pretty, mechanical, robot overall look that you want to kind of lighten up a little bit and make it cute, and I think the hearts really go a long way in achieving that. And I like too the shine and the reflection here. You can tell that those are made of glass, and the hearts are sitting underneath there and kind of glow up. So I think that is fantastic. A design like this is super marketable. I think there's kind of a big audience for something like this. And speaking of, Tara actually posted in the group too. She's got this on a t-shirt on Amazon. I will actually include the link in the description below. So if you or someone else you know loves robots or unicorns or both, head on over, support another artist, and buy a shirt from Tara, because I think this is a fantastic design. So great job, Tara. Next one up is Amy. And this one is Amy's submission from Doctor Who. She said this one's more of a cyborg than a robot, but I absolutely love this. It's got a very nice, almost Copic marker feel to it. You'll see here with the colors. And Amy posted the time lapse for this as well, and she used the symmetry tool to achieve the lines and everything. And you can tell that the overall layout, it is very symmetrical, and I think it works fantastic. The coloring, like I said, it's got that marker feel, but I think it's really good. You've got kind of a grungy look here. And I like the fact too, she went with, different shades here of the gray, didn't go in with any stark highlights. And I think that really works to kind of keep that overall, like just neutral, subdued look to the design. This really gives me kind of a feel of a sketch card. If you guys aren't familiar with sketch cards, it's a thing a lot of artists do in like the artist alleys at Comic-Cons, and also trading card companies now are including original sketch cards as kind of like chase cards inside packages of trading cards. And this one really kind of has that look. So it's kind of cool to see that you can achieve a really traditional look by using digital. I'd be hard pressed to, be able to tell the difference between this and a hand-drawn sketch card. It's just that well done. So fantastic job, Amy. I loved seeing this one today. Next one up is Stephanie, and Stephanie is a Star Wars fan that did BB-8. So shout out to all the Star Wars fans. I love Star Wars. I've got numerous BB-8s sitting here in my studio as I'm looking around. I think I've got 3 or 4. I need to get more. A few R2-D2s as well. I've got Chewbacca sitting behind me. So huge Star Wars fan as well, so I know where you're coming from. And Stephanie said she's been at this for about a month, and honestly, this one is a pretty daunting thing to take on, just being in this game for a month of doing digital art. And the reason why is because, especially with BB-8, being rounded. There's so many different circles and ellipses here, and the way that everything, you know, kind of falls around with the lines. It's really difficult to get this to work from a perspective standpoint, and Stephanie just knocked it out. All the lines match up. They follow the flow and the perspective of BB-8 and, you know, how round he is. This is one of the, I guess, the good things or joys of Procreate as well. You know, that you've got that lock tool that you can actually go in with, forget the right brush here, when you can go in with the ellipses and use that lock tool. So it's got that there. And then also if you go up to the adjustment here, and then you can do, you know, the warp to get everything sitting exactly where you want it to be. So that's key in making that right. But I mean, just being in this for a month, it's just so good, and it reads really well. It's hard to get all these to look exactly right. She also went in with the airbrush tool around here to kind of give BB-8 that worn look, like he was just coming back from a mission with Poe. And yeah, I think it's really, really well done. So thanks for including that, Stephanie. And maybe we will do a Star Wars challenge later on, so we'll have to see. Next one up is Phil, and super cute design of this robot. I really love just the over elongated head, and then the kind of shorter body. It's like a robot version of Hey Arnold. Super well done. I like the eyes are super cute, and the antennas here. Color choices really good, and the highlights really kind of show that shine there. These arms down here, I just love these robot arms. Always had. They're just so simple, but they're just so funny. The round clamps, and I love the look of it. This really kind of has that thing that you would see, I guess, kind of like a sidekick robot in a cartoon with you know, the mouth and everything else. You can just see him making, you know, smart aleck remarks to the main character, and I think the robot has actually a lot of character in it. Everything looks good perspective-wise, except down here. I would almost bring this down. I know this kind of comes backing up here. I would almost bring this down a little bit lower and then back like this, just because of the way you have this one here set in, and then you've got this line coming down here. I would pull that one down just a little bit, but yeah, other than that, fantastic job, Phil. Love seeing your work. Thank you for submitting that. I think you also had, what, a zebra robot too, so that one was really cool. And last but not least, we've got Mark. And I think Mark said this one was Doc Brown in like a steampunk robot, and I just love this. When I talk about character design and facial expressions and body language and stuff like that in your designs, you know, stuff like this is what I'm talking about. It would have been easier to just draw, you know, a straight on face here, but the way that he's got his head set back and the nose coming up here, I mean, this just reads diabolical. You know, you can almost hear him laughing with joy that he's getting ready to crush something. And, you know, designs like this and taking the little extra effort to look at it and think, okay, how can I kind of change this, make it more interesting for the viewer? And I think Mark did a fantastic job with this. I love the design too, just, you know, the different arms. You've got the clamp arm over here, and then the rotating bandsaw over here, and then the legs here too. I love it. I can see it actually, you know, walking and moving, and you kind of just can tell how this thing would work if it came to life. The one thing that impressed me the most with this too is Mark did a really great job on getting the robot to look like it has some shine, like it's made of metal. And I want to zoom out so you can see you've got, you know, the area over here. You've got these that give off a shine. They really look like metal, especially the bandsaw here really looks like metal. You've got, you know, this portion here and here as well. But let's go ahead and zoom in to see, you know, how Mark achieved that look. And you'll see this is really, you know, basic stuff. I mean, went with a darker color for the overall circle of the saw, and then, you know, a lighter line here, a white line here, back to the lighter, back to the light, or the white, back to the lighter, and back to the regular. You know, from a technical standpoint, this it doesn't take a lot of work, and I'm not taking anything away from Mark at all. This just shows you how, little things like this can really work. So, blown up close, you're like, okay, yeah, I can see the lines. But when you pull back far away, I mean, that looks like that thing is really shining. It looks like it's made of metal. Same thing over here. I mean, Mark just alternated different color lines going down here. You've got dark to light to white to light to dark. And once you pull back, I mean, that really has a nice shine. It's got some depth and dimension, and really looks three-dimensional and gives off that nice glow. So, like I said, it doesn't take a lot sometimes, just basic line shapes like this that Mark used. Play around, see what results that you get. I think that he did a really great job in kind of portraying that metal look, and definitely follow in his steps there if you're looking for the same metal looks. Even if you wanted to get a little bit fancier, instead of doing a hard brush line, if you wanted to go in with an airbrush and kind of blend them in. But this just shows you how just basic strokes can really read very well in a design and gives you a different way to look at things. So that's the 5 robot designs for this week. Once again, thank you to everyone that submitted designs. I appreciate it. Alright guys, that's it for today's video. As always, thank you for watching, and once again, thank you for everyone that submitted designs this week. Love seeing everything you guys do, and somebody posted in the comments before what variation, and that's really the cool thing about doing this, is everybody gets the same word, and you see all these varied styles, and you get to see how sometimes you can think outside of the box to do different designs, and that's one of the best things that comes from doing these challenges. So thank you for participating. This week's word actually comes from my wife, and she said, with spring coming, how about bumblebees? Which is funny because she hates bees. She's actually allergic to bees. Funny story real quick. Found out she was allergic to bees because years ago we had a garage sale. Sitting outside, she got stung by a bee. Her arm swelled up to 2-3 times the original size. She looked like the Elephant Man, and we had to go to the ER. And of course, the ER bill for that day was more than we made from the garage sale. So best laid plans, right? So anyways, bumblebees, hop on over to Keep Creating, a Learn, Draw, Share art community. Post your designs. The link is in the description below. As for me, I can be found online, bjdell.com, as well as on Instagram and Twitter at bjdell. So until next time, keep creating.